Okay, class. Previously we talked about configuring ACL, and one important thing about ACL is that the statements are added in the order that they are entered. That means, let's say we are entering the ACL, let's say number 10. So another access list 10, access list 10. So as you entered the ACL will be added in the order that they have been entered. Okay, so if you want to add the ACL in between two lines, it's not possible. So you cannot selectively insert or delete lines. Okay, so let's say you have created this ACL, let's say allow statement, and then you want to insert some statement in between. What should you do? So the recommendation is to construct the ACL in a text editor. Okay, this will allow you to edit the ACL in the text editor and copy and paste it to the router. Okay, but let's say you have not done that, then you can use the show run command to display the ACL, copy and paste, make the change, and then reload the ACL. Okay, let me show you an example. Okay, so in this example, when we do a show run and then include access list, this should be the access list that is being shown. Okay, and then you can copy the access list, paste it in a notepad, edit it, highlight it, and then copy the amended ACL. Okay, so after you amend the ACL, you need to reload the ACL. So reloading means that you must remove the existing ACL. If you do not remove the existing ACL, the new statement that you added will be pasted in addition to the current one. So let's say you have two statements in this ACL 20. Okay, then as you, if you did not do a no access list to remove the ACL, so when you copy and paste back to the router, it will add on. Okay, the statement will add on instead of replacing it or reloading the ACL. Okay, so you must remember to do a no access list 20. Okay, let's do an example. In a Cisco packet tracer, let's say this router. Okay, let me configure the router. Okay, let's say I'm going to create access list 10, and I'm going to permit 10.1.1.0, the wildcard 0.0.0.255, and then I want to do another access list 10 permit, let's say 10.1.2.0.0.0.255. Okay, let me create another one, access list 10 permit 10.1.3.0.0.0.255. Okay, so I have created these three ACL. So when I do a show run, okay, I can see the three ACL here. Okay, let's say if I want to insert a statement in between statement 1 and statement 2, okay, I can't do it in the Cisco router. Okay, because Cisco, for number ACL, there's no built-in editor function. So for this, I got to use a notepad to help me. So how do I do it? I copy. Then I start notepad and I paste it. And now I have the three ACL here. So let's say if I want to insert a statement, access list, and let's say deny 10.deny, let's say host 1 IP address 10.1.2.1. Okay, now I created this ACL. Okay, so I do Control A to select all. I do a copy. I go back to the router. Okay, when I go back to the router, I go to configuration mode. Okay, if I simply paste it, okay, what will happen is when I do a show run, notice, okay, I will actually take the router will take this whole thing and paste a command here. Okay, and you notice actually the router recognizes that 3 of the commands are duplicated. So the 3 commands are duplicated, so they will not copy this, and what the router will do is they will copy the non-duplicated command below. Okay, but this is not what you want. Okay, what you want is you want to insert this okay, between statement 1 and statement 3. Okay, so what should we do is, okay, config T, okay, I need to do a no access list 10 to remove the access list 10, and then paste the access list. Okay, and then when I do a show run, okay, this is the result that we want, a deny statement in between the first statement and the third statement. Okay, so this is how you should edit your standard numbered ACL. Okay. Later when you go to standard name ACL, you realize that there's an editing function inside the router. It's also good to comment on your ACL using the remark command. Okay, so this will make your ACL easier to read and understand. The remark line is limited to 10 characters only, so you can go before or after a deny or permit statement. But you should be consistent. So in this case, the remark statement is before the actual statement. So if you're going to do that, you should do that consistently to make your access list easier to read. Okay, so the syntax here is, instead of access list 1 permit or deny, you do a access list 1 remark. Okay, to remove the remark, just insert a no in front. Okay, no access list 1 remark. Okay, that is for standard numbered access list. Now we go to the standard name access list. Okay, giving the access list a number, let's say number 10, doesn't really have a meaning to the access list at all. So instead of giving it a number, give it a name. A name, for example, like no FTP, instead of the number access list 10. So you give it a name, no FTP. So this gives more meaning to the access list. So that when you tell others that I'm going to apply this access list no FTP, rather than I'm going to apply this access list 10. So no FTP obviously give it a more meaning. Okay, so how do you create a standard name access list? The big difference here is with number access list, you start with the command access list. With name access control list, you start with the command IP access list. So the keyword here is there's an additional IP command here. So you do IP access list, then you define whether you want a standard or extended access control list. So now we want a standard one, so we use standard. And then after that, you'll notice the router prompt will change. Okay, then you can indicate whether you want to permit or deny the source IP address and the wildcard. Okay, then you end the command by running the end command. This will bring you back to the config mode. Okay, and then you activate it by doing IP access group. Okay, so here, instead of a number 10 or 20, you use the name that you created here. Okay, let's see an example. Okay, this is the same example as earlier on the standard number access control list, but now we use a name. Okay, if you notice here, IP access list standard. Okay, so the keyword here is IP. Okay, then we want a standard access control list. Okay, and the name we use is no access. Okay. And then in this access control list, we have two commands: deny host 192.168.10.11.10. So we are going to deny this host, and then we are going to permit all the other hosts inside the 192.168.11 network. So allow all other hosts except for this host. So we're going to apply it on FA00 that is here, going up. Okay, so we do IP access group, the name, and then going out. Okay, so all other PCs that's connected to this 192.168.11 network are allowed to come in and permit, except for PC2, which is 11.10. Okay, so this is a standard name access control list. Okay, so again, remember you need to put IP in front and then give a name to the access control list. Okay, so if you want, when you want to monitor or verify access control list, you can use the command show access list. So in this case, when we run this command, okay, you can see that there's two access control lists. Okay, one, the name is sales, the other one is engineering. Okay, for sales, okay, there's 4 commands. For engineering, there's 3 access list command. Okay, now let's talk about editing name access control list. Okay, name access control lists are easier to edit, okay, because you can edit it inside the router. Name access control list allow you to delete individual entries, and you can use something called sequence number to insert statement. Okay, we will go through that. Okay, so in this example, we show access list. There are 3 access lists here. Inside this name access list called web server. Okay, let's say I want to insert something in between. Okay, you notice here there's numbers before the access control list, 10, 20, 30. If you want to insert something in between, you can use a number. Okay, so how do we do that? You do config T, and then you go into the access control list, IP access list standard web server. Okay, then you put a number here. Okay, this number will be a number in between the 2 numbers you want to insert the access control list. Okay, so 10, 20, I use a number, the middle number 15. So I insert this command. So when you do a show access list, you notice that there's a new access list command inside this access list web server. Okay, and it's inserted between 10 and 15. Okay, let's give it a try. So I go to config mode again, and then I do a name access control list. So again, remember name access control list, I must type the keyword IP access list. Let's say the name called test. Sorry, I should start standard, and then test 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the name. Okay, so the prompt have changed. Okay, then I do a let's say permit 10.1.1.0. Okay, then another permit 10.1.2.0, and then same thing, permit 10.1.3.0. Okay, then I exit out. Okay, then I do a show access list. Okay, notice that I have this access list. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 commands. Then I want to insert something in between the first access list and the second access list. So what do? I go config T, and then go into IP access list standard, and then test 1, 2, 3. Okay, then I put the number 15, and then permit 10. Sorry, maybe ID 9 host 10.1.2.1. Okay, and then I do a show access list again. So see, I have inserted access list command between the first and the third statement. So for standard name access control list, it allows you to do editing inside the router, so you do not need to use a notepad.